Alright, I got the leaf out of the pickle. Now, when you're soldering, you want to be careful to, as you can see, when I soldered, I put some right here and then at the end, rather than putting it in the middle, because then that would run the risk of the solder running on the plate and just, kind of messing up the whole look of it. So it's best to kind of do it at each end and then let the solder run towards each other. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make some little lines to where I'll be doing the stamping just for a guide. I usually, on this specific style, the S-shaped leaf, I freehand it because if I do, it's kind of hard to use like a ruler to kind of space it out. It wouldn't be too difficult, but freehanding is not too difficult. So I just start off with one, and I like about each one, I'd say about a little bit more than 1/16 of an inch. Now when you stamp though, of course sometimes it doesn't go quite as planned and your stamping is a little off. I know mine is some occasionally, so I'm not very good at stamping. Okay, that looks good. You just kind of want a slight angle too. All right, let's take a look at that. That looks good. I like that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp. I wanted to show you all those scissors that my mom uses. All right, so these are mine. Just straight. These are hers. They have that curve in it. Not only that, this thing is so loose right here. You can tell that they're super old. They don't even close all the way. And I don't know. I've tried to cut with this. I don't know how she does it, but she's just so used to using these and she will not give these up. So, I mean, she gets some perfect leaves using these and she does it a lot faster than I do because she doesn't have to saw them out. I'm just an amateur. I feel kind of sad. But anywho, I just wanted y'all to see these scissors, which are, like I said, they're pretty old. Really old. All right, let's go and stamp out that leaf. Okay. So now on that one, I was hardly on the line where I wanted it to go. And when you stamp, you want to be super careful not to stamp it too hard. Because like I said, if you do stamp it too hard, or if you use a thinner gauge of plate, when you go to dome it, this where you stamp could rip. And that is always disappointing when that happens. It still happens to me occasionally. Okay. So with each stamp, all right, that looks good. Look at these lines. Yep, I don't think I'm gonna have to reinforce that. I think we're gonna be good on that. All right, let's go and get to the next step, which is going to be filing. All right, well, I was recording, well, at least I thought I was recording, and I completely didn't hit the button. So I had already filed all of this and you missed it. So what I do is I just take my needle file here and I go through and follow along with each line. Just work my way on each one to get that texture all the way around. Makes it look awesome. All right, so all we have to do now is dome it. Of course, you want to buff this with a coarse rouge so that it gets nice and smooth, so it's not so sharp. All right, because if you put that on a piece like that, that's gonna hurt somebody. All right, so we'll get to doming it after I smooth it out. Alrighty, so now we are going to dome it, which is the last step, and before we apply it to our finished piece. You can see, right? Okay, just want to make sure. Now this right here is just a tree log. I believe this is, I was asking my mom what type it was. I think this is just like a New Mexico pine. I'm here in New Mexico, so my brother-in-law, I think, was the one that cut. No, we have two of them. This is the old one. They've had this one forever. But as you can see all across, there's little indentations that my mom and dad had done. You can kind of dig it out to dome it. You definitely want to use something soft, like here, like a wood stump, tree stump, because if you're going to use a doming block, they have doming blocks out there that are metal, and they even have some that are wood too. The ones that are metal, if you're going to try to dome something like this in a metal doming block, a steel doming block, it's going to ruin this wire that we have in the middle. This is soft, so when you go to dome it, it's not going to, leave any marks on this. That's why it's important. You're going to, if you do use a metal doming block, it's going to ruin your doming block and your piece. So you definitely don't want to do that. So you need something soft like a log to be able to dome your leaves. So anywho, so I'm just going to pick one of these little, let's see. They're all a little bit different sizes. I'll go and start with the middle so you can see it. Okay, and then this right here is a little dapping that they use for the doming block. We used to have one, we lost it, but we still use these, obviously, so. And, you don't have to really pound it down, just kind of lightly work it. Now this is where you see if your stamping was too deep, because if it was too deep, then as you go to dome it, it will tear. And if you didn't stamp it too deep, it won't tear. So that's why you definitely want to be careful, because you're basically done, and that's so frustrating when you're almost done with the piece and then at the very end it gets ruined because I accidentally stamped it too hard. And I've done that many times, so it took me quite some time to get this step down without ruining my leaf. Alright, so as you can see, now it's like super domed. What are we going to do with that? So what I do is I gently open it back up with my hands, and there we have it. We have a domed leaf. Now I would put this back in here, and some of it kind of has a little bit of flat, so that, you just keep working it in here until you get a nice curve, continuous curve all the way around, nice dome on it, and then you can apply it to, after you're done, you can apply it to your piece. But that is it. Our leaf is pretty much done. I hope that this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment and subscribe. But let me know what you think, and let me know if this works for you. And you can also follow me on Facebook at Harvey Jewelry Designs, and also on Instagram at Harvey Jewelry Designs as well. All right, well, thank you very much for checking out the video.